Hey YouTube! I'm so happy for this video because when I was a senior last year, I really would have appreciated this resource. And honestly, something I'm learning is that sometimes you have to be the one to go through it so that you can help other people. So I guess that's where I'm at right now, because about a year ago, I was trying my best to rack up on scholarships so that I can say, I'm gonna go to school for free. I'm gonna help my parents out. And even though it didn't look like it was happening a year ago, a year later, I'm looking back and one, it happened, praise God for that. Two, I'm thankful it happened the way that it did. So I'm going to share my story about how I got a full scholarship, and my scholarships are recurring over 4 years. And I'm also gonna give you guys tips on how you can get, hopefully, at least, even if it's not a full scholarship, that's the goal of course, but if you could at least rack up a little more to use towards your school. Also, I have my own scholarship called the Young Boss Scholarship that I will be rewarding very, very soon. I'll be rewarding it on National Decision Day, May 1st, so be on the lookout for that. Also, with National Decision Day coming up, I make college sets for all schools available on my website. First and foremost, I want to start this off by letting you guys know, a year ago, I was down bad. Like, I was scheduled to pay about, let's say, about 120,000, or is it, I don't remember, but it was either 120K still or 45K. I'm sorry, I really don't remember, but let's just say that I was scheduled to pay a lot of money. And this was exactly about a year ago, which is why I'm so happy that I'm putting this out right now, because this is the time where I felt so discouraged, felt so down bad. So maybe there's like some other seniors like me, or even college undergrads that were like me, feeling like how in the world can I get out of this? Like, is there really a way out? And the answer is yes. So I wrote down a couple steps, about 9-10 steps on what I did to personally get a full scholarship, and hopefully this can be beneficial to somebody. Go ahead and like this video, comment under this video, and subscribe to my channel. So first and foremost, I think it's very important that I let you guys know the school I go to. I am a freshman at the University of Pittsburgh. I got into the School of Arts and Sciences, and I also got into the engineering school because I wasn't really sure which one I was going to do at the time, because I was interested in biology and I was also interested in biomedical engineering. So I got accepted for both, and eventually I took the bio route. But why did I mention the whole major thing? The reason I mentioned the major thing is because the School of Engineering tuition was $4,000 more than the School of Arts and Sciences. So like, depending on what you want to become as well, that plays a role. It can be different at different schools, but I also do think it's very important to look into that. How to get a full scholarship. My first step that I personally took, and I would suggest everyone to take, is, it's kind of cliche, but believe in yourself. Have faith in God that this thing is possible. Have faith that you can actually say, I'm going to go to college for free at the college I'm meant to go to. Because, it's one thing to get a full scholarship to a college that you're not meant to be at, and to get a full scholarship at a college you are meant to be at. You want to be where God wants you to be, you know what I'm saying? And put your full trust and full faith in God that He can actually pull through for you, because that's personally what I did. It worked for me, and if it worked for me, it can work for anybody. Yeah, because you got to understand, God's never going to lead you into a place that He's never called you to be in. So you have to first trust in Him that this is the path that He's leading you, and say, Lord, let your will be done and not mine. Now, if you're going to take me there, I have faith that you can provide for me while I'm there as well. I would say believe that you can, have faith in God, because if you can change your mind, you can change your life. Your thoughts affect your words affect your actions affect your habits become your character. The key thing is that everything starts from your mindset. So if you believe that you can get a full scholarship, you're already one step closer to getting a full scholarship. Second step kind of ties into the first step. Pray about it and then begin to work towards it. Because faith without works is dead. So if you have faith in God and you're praying about it and you're consistently staying constant in prayer about this, it shows that you really believe it's gonna happen. Like, God heard you the first time. I'm not saying like press God out about it, but consistently like keep this in your prayer. Like, Lord, this is what I want. Each day, as each day goes by, help me to get closer to that goal. You know, there's power in the tongue. Even if like you have to declare it to yourself, I'm gonna get a full scholarship, I'm gonna get a full ride scholarship, I'm gonna get a full ride scholarship. Do that. Like, do whatever you have to do. It's better than doing nothing. Like, you're like, oh, why would I just say that? It's better than doing nothing. Like, you saying those words, it's making you believe it more. Like, the more you hear something, the more the human mind, I don't know, I just hit myself, the more the human mind tends to believe in that. So now we believe that we can. Now we prayed about it. Now we're pretty solid on the foundation part. Now we can actually begin to put in the work. The third step is to network. Before this video ends, you will know how powerful networking is. Networking is a very powerful tool. It's a very lucrative tool when it comes to business, when it comes to personal growth. I need to bring the book closer for you guys. Invest in yourself. This book right here changed my life. I just want you guys to know that it changed my life first, so you know it's something that's relatable to you. This book, it has all the tips that I use to get a full scholarship. It has the networking tips I use, the tips I used in my business. Please invest in yourself and get this book, because honestly, it still changes my life to this day. So, networking. The important part about networking that I believe a lot of people tend to forget is why. Like, why am I networking with you? Anything in life, there's usually a purpose behind it. Make yourself somebody worth networking with. Make yourself somebody that people actually want to network with. And I say this because it's not always about what I can gain from you, but rather, how can I benefit from you? But first, I'm here to see how I can benefit you, period. That's why some people tend to, do unpaid internships first before securing a big job, because they're showing like, I want to help you first. So the reason I'm so big on networking, because have you ever heard the quote, work smarter, not harder? That's literally a prime example of working smarter and not harder, because it's not always about what you know, but rather who you know. I used to apply to tons of scholarships, and then the fruit that would be produced, like let's say I put in 20 scholarships, you might only get one, or you might get 0. So you have to find a way to work smarter and not harder. I find networking so important because it's like, because I know this person, they're teaching me the best pathway or the best route I can take to get that scholarship, or they can put in a word for you, or maybe they're a part of the scholarship committee. They're gonna actually have more favor towards you because you actually took the time to build a relationship with them. And as for scholarships, you can do that between your guidance counselor, your principal, your teachers, please take advantage, seniors or undergrads or whatever year in college or year in school you are, please take advantage of the resources given to you, as in the people. Make an opportunity to speak to them, get to know them, network with them, because they may have scholarship opportunities that you didn't even know about that you are guaranteed to get. And the reason I say this was because when I was so down bad and I was like, how am I gonna pay for college? I know this is the school that I'm meant to be at right now. I just put my faith in God and I said, okay, I prayed, I did this. And the reason I find prayer and believing in yourself so important is because once you believe in yourself and have faith in God, He starts to show you new ways, smarter ways to get what you want. So after I prayed and did all of that and believed in myself, that's when one day, mind you, we're online school at the time because COVID. I decided, okay, I'm gonna go to school in person. I'm gonna speak to one of the assistant principals, and I had a conversation with him, and he actually put me onto a scholarship that I got like that. Really, just you miss all the shots you don't take. It will not hurt to network and to hear about scholarship opportunities. Hey, you might see someone on the road and you ask, hey, do you know any scholarship opportunities? And this doesn't only go for scholarships, because this is the title of the video, that's the example I'm using. Ask people. You might see someone at a dinner event, you might see someone at Fridays, you might see a recruiter. Go ahead and ask them, hey, do you know any scholarship opportunities? I'm really trying to go to school for free. Like, don't be afraid to ask questions, because the worst thing that they can do is say no. You'd rather, at least try. So please do not be afraid to network. I would say start with where you're at. Like, start with the people you know, like your guidance counselors, your teachers, your parents. Ask your parents to ask their friends. Like, just network and find all these scholarship opportunities first. We're on step 4. We believed in ourselves, we had faith in God, we prayed about it, we went to as many people that we could, starting in our inner circle, like school, friends, family, and then we branched out. So now we have all of these different ideas or different methods or different scholarships. Step 4 is to plan. So now that you have all these scholarships, this is a very, 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 very smart thing that I personally believe works. You put maybe a Google Doc or the whiteboard that I have there, write down like all the scholarships that you've received or heard about from networking, and then attach the deadlines of those scholarships as well. This is very important because, as I've said before, you want to work smarter. Instead of you overwhelming yourself trying to apply to 50, 100,000 scholarships at once, you're focused on, this is what I need to prioritize today because the deadline is closer. Honestly, like, to get a full scholarship, I didn't even get it from 50 scholarships. Like, yes, I did apply to a lot, but the full scholarship really only came from 3 or 4 scholarships, and I'm gonna give the hack very, very soon in this video. Yeah, and also don't be afraid to like research scholarships for yourself and to put in your Excel spreadsheet or your Google Doc or your whiteboard or maybe on a piece of paper. Don't be afraid to do the research yourself and also put that in there so that you can also keep track of all the scholarships you want to apply for. So my next step, which is a pretty valid step in my opinion, I don't know, this is probably a popular step, don't be afraid to call the financial aid office. Like, I don't know what school you plan to go to, but I do know schools, they just might have extra money. Do not be afraid to call your financial aid office, but I would also recommend like having a template of what you want to say to them. Words are very powerful, and you want to like make yourself somebody worth listening to. Mind you, college is big. You're not the only person calling the financial aid office. You need to set yourself apart and make sure that you are set apart with the word choice that you use. If you can, go to the financial aid office in person maybe. If you can't, like if you're going out of state like me, or you have no way to access that, just give them a phone call. Tell them about your situation. Tell them that you really want to go to this school. Tell them how passionate that you are about the school. Like, really find a way to touch their heart so that they can be moved to actually, want to help you negotiate the money that your school has originally given you. Just because you called once and they told you no, don't stop. For example, like a job. If there's a job that you really want, do not be discouraged when they say no the first time. What you usually do, you reapply. Matthew 7:7 says, ask and ye shall receive, seek and ye shall find, knock and the door will be open to you. Just because they don't answer at the first knock doesn't mean the door's not going to be open. Keep asking, keep seeking, keep knocking. The next verse talks about how for all who ask receive, all who seek find, and all who knock the door will be open. So do not hesitate to keep calling that office, still giving them a reason why you need the money. Like, maybe your family was impacted by COVID, or maybe you can't afford it right now, or maybe you really desire to go to the school but you lack the funds, or maybe like if you're going to PWI like I am, tell them what you bring to the table, or maybe you did something spectacular, maybe you own a business. Give them a reason, like what sets you apart from every other student. Give them a reason to want to give you money. So hopefully after these 5 steps, like, you should have order and direction and results. Step number 6, this ties into the networking piece that I gave earlier. Go back and ask your friends about scholarships that they may have applied to, if they know any scholarships or scholarships they may have received at this time, because right now it's April, so I'm just assuming like, hey, maybe some seniors are watching in April. One of your friends or a couple of your friends probably already got some scholarship offers. go ahead and ask those friends, like, hey, like, what strategies did you use, or what scholarship did you apply for? Do you know any other scholarships that are open that I may have a chance of getting? Do not hesitate to ask questions, because I remember my senior year, I knew a couple other seniors that would get a lot of scholarships, and I would talk to them about it, and I would hear different methods. Just being receptive and being open, like, you never know, that strategy might benefit you one day. So go ahead and ask your friends. Maybe you can even do like a scholarship hangout. Like, when you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. Another great book, this also includes a lot of tips on college regarding majors, regarding what you truly want to do in life, regarding the opposite of hustle culture that is so glorified in this day and age. I would definitely recommend getting this book too. So yeah, like, find a way to make work fun. I put this towards the end of the video, but it's honestly one of the most important steps. Apply to local scholarships. What are you honestly doing applying? I mean, don't get me wrong, you might be the one in a billion, but let's be real. Like, I'm not saying you shouldn't apply to like those big scholarships. Why don't you just do something that you know you have a better chance at getting as well? I'm not saying don't do the big ones at all, but do the local ones as well. Applying to local scholarships is honestly so great, because I do know that there was this one local scholarship. They had money to give out, but because nobody else applied, they went and gave the girl that won the scholarship extra money, because like, oh yeah, nobody else applied, but we have all this funding, so here you go, you can use this on your school for your school funding as well. Apply to these local scholarships. The odds are lower than the bigger ones, so the chance of you gaining that scholarship is way better. And there's so many local scholarships. For example, I had my own scholarship. I got about 9 applications. So the chances of those people that applied getting the scholarship is way higher than them applying to some big scholarship that 50,000 people apply to as well. Please take advantage of these local scholarships, because I'm telling you, that little money adds up. Me personally, I didn't get one full scholarship that covered my tuition, my room and board, my meal plan, and like books and stuff. I got different scholarships. I got scholarships from the school. Then I got 3 local scholarships, and then I also got another scholarship during my freshman year at Pitt. I got about honestly just 5 scholarships for real that covered my tuition, room and board, meal plan, and extra fees. Apply to these little scholarships, because these little scholarships add up. Step number 8, ask for extensions. Like, I don't hear anybody include this in their scholarship videos. Maybe I don't watch them, but 2 of the scholarships I actually got from reaching out and telling them, is there any way I could still apply? I was down bad, guys. It's not like I didn't have the money. I just told myself since my sophomore year of high school that I'm gonna get a full ride scholarship. I'm not letting my parents pay for college. I'm not paying for college. I'm not paying a dime for college. So I stood on my word, and that's what I really need you guys to do. Go ahead and ask for that extension. What's the worst they can say? The worst they can say is no. So you might as well, ask. That was pretty much it. Make sure you set out time in your schedule to apply to those scholarships. Well, I was gonna say we have 24 hours in a day, but that's kind of unrealistic, because sleep plays a role. Getting ready for school plays a role into your day. Set out some time to apply to those scholarships. It can be 1 hour a day. It can be 30 minutes a day. It can be in between classes, when you're just doing nothing. Hey, let's apply to a quick scholarship. But I don't really recommend those no essay ones, because I've never got one. But hey, time management is very important, especially with who you want to be in life. It's extremely important. So I recommend setting out time in your day to apply to those scholarships, so you can actually put in the work. Never give up. Just stay consistent. Honestly, what's the worst that can happen? And the worst that can happen is that you don't gain anything, but you'd rather actually try and make an effort and have a chance of becoming more financially free, not paying for school, rather than slouching around and doing nothing. So I really hope that these steps resonated with you. It definitely worked for me. For someone who was so discouraged, God pulled through for me. And mind you, other than school scholarships, it was really just about 3 to 4 outside scholarships that I got. So don't be afraid. Reach out to people at school, reach out to people at church. Your church might have a scholarship. Like, do not be afraid, and please pray, ask for direction, ask for divine guidance, ask for divine ideas so that you can be led to the best path for you to get that money. So go ahead and share this video with another senior or undergrad or anybody in school. Share this with a friend. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really hope it was beneficial. Let me know if you want more videos like this. I'm open to answering any scholarship questions. Scholarships you apply for, you never know, they just might be recurring that will cover all 4 years. Thank you guys so much for tuning into my video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and follow my accounts. I look forward to the next video, and I really hope that this video benefited you in some way, shape, or form.